So I'm going to pick up on the topic of uncertainty, and the title of my talk will be Uncertainty, Not Always So. So there are many, many ways to talk about the Dharma and to put it into practice, to actually put those teachings into the way we meditate, the way we learn about our experience, the way we put our experience into Dharma teachings. And our direction of finding your own path, Janet had spoke about a teaching on Friday, kindness, talked about needing kindness and feeling it now and it being an opening for her. And when I was writing my talk, my mind just jumped to politics because I'm preparing for the retreat and I'm like you, living in the world of how much it affects us these days, feeling kind of the edge. But I changed the word of making America great again to making America kind. Then I went again. And then I thought, maybe this depends on where you stand in America and the American dream. And I realized I'm using the word maybe a lot more. It's really coming into the way I'm thinking and talking. And it's one of the ways I catch my certainty. So I was at a Gen X Dharma teachers group on Friday, and this is a group that meets regularly of teachers who are in the Generation X, of which I'm the granny of. I'm at the tail end of that. So I'm meeting with a lot of younger teachers. And it was kind of like a koan or a joke. What happens when three Dharma teachers from different traditions walk into a virtual room? What happens? So I'm going to give you a little inside scoop. Well, in Zen, which is one of the traditions, it's common to tell a story. And in Vipassana, another tradition, it's common to see that story as just a story. And in reflective meditation, it's common for us to ask, what does that story mean to you? Where does it fit in your understanding of the Dharma? And we're really big on that. So in our, and in our Gen X, group, we're always navigating our own traditions and the way we're going to talk with each other about the Dharma from these different vantage points. So I'll give you the Zen story that came out, because there's always a Zen story in our conversation. And this is something from a famous Zen teacher who was asked to put the Dharma and all of the teachings into one word. And how would he express it? And this was his response: not always so. Now, my friend was telling this story, and I had immediately a few interpretations run through my mind, a few thoughts, very quickly, and I could have easily lost them if I hadn't stopped. They would have just gone and gotten mixed in with the other thoughts of my day and the other Dharma things on my mind. Now, I'm not saying the phrase would have been gone, like I couldn't retrieve it or look at it later after the group or like I'm doing now, talking about it with you in a Dharma talk. But there is something that comes from a practice of looking at your experience right after it happens. And this is our practice. Right after you meditate, we relook at it. So we're in this kind of habit of reviewing to catch a little bit more. What else was there? And really to catch a lot of times it's our reactions and to be able to sort through them. And it's one reason we don't teach to this kind of ideal that you would become non-reactive in your life, because some of our reactions, our initial reactions, actually contain intuition or important information. We just need some time to review them, to discern them, and a pause before acting upon them. So in the group, I didn't want to end the conversation after the answer was given. Like I had just received the capital T truth or an answer on high. I didn't want to take this as a koan, which I'm talking from outside the Zen tradition, but from my understanding, a koan is something that it's a riddle or a paradox that demonstrates the inadequacy of a logical response. So I really didn't want to take the not always so as a koan, and I didn't want to just end with it as a story. It's just a story, another story, and kind of put it out of my mind. So I did the reflective meditation thing and asked them, what does it mean to each of you? And we had 3 different understandings and 3 different, I would say, depths of Dharma perspective came out. And there wasn't a right or wrong when I asked that question. There was no way I could say somebody had the right or more right answer. It was really this not vying for one perspective to be correct. And it was very satisfying and rich and uplifting to find more ways of understanding within these 3 small words. So it really struck me this morning that not always so is an epitome of uncertainty, but it's also reflective meditation is putting that into practice. It's actually putting the not always so into practice by reflecting on your experience right after it, your meditative experience. And by the way, he used 3 words. He didn't give 1 word. And I thought, oh, good. That I actually like that. You don't always get what you want, the answer that you want. And in all of this, thinking about the phrase, and it really got me curious about a direction of simplifying the Dharma and how we're always trying to do that, to simplify something. And often we've gotten teachings that way, like 1 word, impermanence, suffering. Now, may all beings be happy. There's these phrases that come across in the way we've learned the Dharma. And even like a phrase like may all beings be happy. It's really a mantra. And a mantra is a phrase that's reused over and over again in meditation to help with one's concentration, but maybe in our life to just help focus us, to help remind us that these phrases are actually things that have deep meaning to us. But my cynical side is, saying that simplifying the Dharma could turn into like a slogan or a bumper sticker or a cliche. It comes with like magical thinking. You think you know something from a slogan, but you haven't even touched it. And I remember seeing an anti-racist protest sign saying, "Who is all beings anyway?" with a big question mark. So I came up, in this situation, I'm going to use kind of the phrase I just learned, not always so. Because what if like a phrase like that is opened up and actually becomes the source of interest in how another person's experience is with that phrase, rather than a period at the end of it. It's something to actually continue our thinking about, continue to see where it affects us and how it may have deep meaning for us or maybe not. But it helps us become more interested in our own views and our own stories. So I'm adding another phrase to the Zen teacher's response. There's more to the story. 5 words. I'm ending with that. So welcome to anybody that may be newer to us.